Hello everyone, welcome to yet another video of Parts of Speech series. In this video, we'll be discussing the topic prepositions. So, without further ado, let's get started. You can see from the name itself, if we divide the word prepositions into two, you will find the word position hidden in it. Thus, prepositions are the words that are used to indicate the position of an object. For example, you can see in the picture as well, prepositions are the words like in, on, under, next to, etc., depicting the position of the ball. Now, one more thing, the word prepositions also had the word pre in it. Pre means before. Therefore, prepositions always come before the position of the object or before the reference point. For example, again in the picture, when we describe the position of the ball, it is in reference to the box. Like, where is the ball? In reference to the box, whether it is in the box or on the box. So the box is its actual position, and the word preposition like in, on, under, next to will come before the word box, before the actual position of the ball. Let's look at a few sentences. First one, the ball is in the box. So in is the preposition and it is coming before the word box. Again, the ball is on the box. On is the preposition. The ball is under the box. Under is the preposition. And in all the cases, it is coming before the word box or before the object. Now, the prepositions do not just indicate the position of an object. Instead, we have three different types of prepositions. One that indicates place, second that indicates time, and third that indicates the direction or the movement of an object. In this video, we'll be discussing the prepositions of place. Now, prepositions of place are basically the words that represent a static position of an object. Let's look at a few examples. The first preposition of place is at. It is used to indicate a point. For example, I am at home. The person is standing at the door. So it is basically the location of that person where he is currently present. Second, in. In is used to indicate an enclosed space. For example, the person is in the dining room. Now, the dining room is a certain amount of area that we have. It is enclosed by 4 walls. Even if we say in the garden, it also has a boundary. So, when a person is standing in an enclosed space, a space that is covered by a certain boundary, we use the preposition in. And last we have is on. On is used to indicate the surface. For example, as you can see in the picture, there is a wallpaper on the door. Okay, so wallpaper is in contact with the surface of the door. And in such cases, we use the preposition on. Now, we have three prepositions that all indicate that an object is placed at a higher level with respect to the other object. And students generally get confused in their use. So, let's discuss them in detail. The first one is on. And as we have already discussed, it is used to indicate the surface. We use on when there is a contact between the two objects. For example, the books are kept on the table. Now, obviously, the books are not floating. They must be touching the surface of the table. Therefore, we have used the preposition on. Second we have is over. It is used to indicate a place that is slightly higher than something. As you can see in the image, the second one the orange rectangle is over the yellow one. And if you look closely, the two rectangles are not touching each other. There is a little space between them. So over means that the orange rectangle is slightly higher than the yellow one and it is not touching it. Then comes above. So again you can see in the image, above means when something is placed very high to the reference object. For example, the circle is above the yellow rectangle. So there's a lot of space between the two objects. So the circle is above the yellow rectangle. There is one more difference between the preposition over and above. When we use over, it is always generally in a straight line with the reference object. For example, the first picture, the bird is over the block and you can see the bird is in very straight line with respect to the block. But when we talk about above, the object just has to be at a higher level, but it can be in any direction. It can be center, left, right, anywhere. So the example will be the bird flew above the block. Okay, so it's flying. It can be a little bit left to the block. It can be a little bit right to the block. Only that it is above, it is at a higher level than the block. Next, we'll discuss the opposites of on, above, and over. So here we have prepositions that indicate the lower surface, the lower position of an object. So the first one in row is under. For example, the traveler sat under the tree. And again you can see that the tree is not very higher than the man. Okay, so under means when something is a little lower, just a little lower. Also, it is in the straight line. Alright, so the man is sitting directly under the tree in the straight line. Next we have is the preposition below. It is used to indicate something which is at much lower level than another. For example, they stood at the top of the mountain and looked at the river below. You can see in the image as well that the river is very, at a very lower level than the mountain. So when something is at an extremely lower level, we use the word below. Also here you will find that we have used the preposition at the end of the sentence. So some prepositions can be used in the very beginning or at the very end as well. But do not forget that the word below is used for the river. Okay, so we have a reference point. Where is the river? It is below the mountain. Okay, so we have two objects indicating the position of river. Third one is beneath. Now beneath is just like on, okay, but it's the opposite of on. So when we talk about beneath, it means that we are in the contact of the lower surface and it is used in a more formal way. For example, he could feel the soft ground beneath his feet. So obviously, if a person's feet is touching the ground, that means they are in the contact. So here in this situation, we can use the preposition beneath. Some other prepositions of place are beside. Now beside, again you can see in the word itself, it contains another word side. So it is used to indicate an object placed at the side of the other. For example, Riya sat beside Tanya in the class. Then we have another preposition that is next to. It is almost the synonym of beside. It's just that it is more informal and it can also be used when there is a little bit more distance between the two objects. For example, the cars were parked next to the office building. Third, besides. Now, please do not get confused between beside and besides. In the third word, you can see there is an extra S added at the end, and S indicates plural, okay, or it means that we are adding something onto the list. So that is the purpose of besides, which means in addition to. For example, besides being good looking, my brother is very sharp. So we are talking about two qualities here, good looking and sharp. So when we add on to the quality of good looking, we use the word besides. So he is good looking plus, or besides he is sharp. Then we have other prepositions like between and among. Now, between is used when our object is placed between two other objects. Okay, so that means we will be having three objects in a row. For example, the bird is standing between the boxes. So you can see we have three objects in a row. One is the box, then the bird, and then another object. So we have three objects in a row. But when we talk about among, there are a lot of objects. Okay, so it is used to indicate an object is surrounded by many more objects. For example, the cat is sitting among the boxes. So you can see there are multiple boxes, not just two boxes, but multiple boxes, and they are spreaded in all the directions. So in such a case, we use the preposition among. Now, let's once discuss all the prepositions together. The first picture indicates in, as you can see, the cat is in the box. The second one indicates on, and you can see that the cat is in contact with the box. So the feet of the cat is touching the box. But when you move to the third picture, you can see that the cat is at a higher level than the box, but it is not touching the box. So here we use the preposition above. When we come to the fourth picture, you can see that the cat is at a lower level than the box. So we have used the preposition under. In the fifth one also the situation is same, but the cat and the box are not touching each other. So the cat is at a very lower level as compared to the image number 4. So in fifth image we have used the preposition below because the cat is at a very lower level than the box. Now let's look at the image number 6 and 7. In front of and behind. तो जब कोई चीज किसी चीज के आगे होती है, then we use the preposition in front of, और उसका बिल्कुल opposite is behind. तो जब कोई चीज किसी के पीछे होती है, we use the word behind. For example, in picture number 7, the cat is behind the box. The eighth preposition is between. Here in the image, the cat is between the two boxes. So whenever we will use preposition between, we'll always have our main object in the middle of two other objects. Let's come to the other set of the prepositions. So ninth preposition that we have is next to. You can see the cat sitting at the side of the box. Now if you want to give a proper direction, then you can use on the left, that is in the 10th image, or on the right, that is in the 11th image. So if the cat is in the left direction, you can say the cat is on the left of the box. And if it's in the right direction, the cat is on the right of the box. Now some of you might be wondering that we can also use near instead of next to in image 9. Yes, you can, but there is a difference between near and next to. We can use next to only when the object is at the side of another object. But when we talk about near, the cat could have been at the side, in the front or behind the box. Okay, so it could be anywhere around the box. It should be just near it. That means the distance between the two objects should be less. Otherwise, it could be in any direction. So when we talk about next to, it becomes very specific that the object must be at the side of the block, either on the left or on the right. But when we talk about near, it means that the object is in the periphery of the other object. But it could be in front, behind, right or left. Last preposition is opposite. It's very simple. Here you can see the two animals facing each other. But one is facing the right direction, whereas the other one is facing the left direction. तो जब भी कोई दो चीजें आमने सामने होती हैं, we use the preposition opposite. Now, let's quickly check whether we have understood the topic or not. So here is a small worksheet, and you can see that beside every sentence we have an image. So you have to fill in the blanks according to the image. So let's start. I'll give you 5 seconds to fill in the blanks with the appropriate prepositions. The options are also given in the worksheet. Alright, so let's discuss. The first sentence is, the hamster is dash the bowl. And as you can see in the image, the hamster is on the bowl. Now, what will be the answer to the second sentence? That's right. Here the answer will be in. The hamster is in the bowl. The third answer will be under. As you can see, the hamster is down the bowl. Okay, so it will be under the bowl. So what will be the fourth answer? That's right. It will be in front of. The fifth answer is behind. So the sentence becomes, the hamster is behind the bowl. Sixth sentence, the hamster is, that's right, the hamster is next to the bowl. So the answer is next to. The last sentence, yes, here the answer is between. The hamster is between the bowls. So with this, we conclude today's topic, that is preposition of place. I hope that you have understood the topic well. And in case if you have any doubt, do mention it in the comment section below. And I'll definitely get back to you. So that's it for today. We'll meet in the next video with prepositions of time and direction. So stay tuned for more updates. And if you found the video useful, please like, share and subscribe. Do comment in the given section below so that I can be motivated to make more content. Till we meet next, take care and happy learning. Bye everyone.